Have you ever felt the sting of silence when someone you cared about suddenly disappears? Ghosting. It's that modern phenomenon of cutting off communication without explanation. It can leave us feeling confused, rejected, and even questioning our self-worth. But what if there was a way to rise above the emotional turmoil? Enter Stoic philosophy, an ancient way of thinking that offers timeless wisdom for modern problems. Today, let's explore how the Stoic approach can help you move on gracefully when someone ghosts you. Ghosting is the act of suddenly cutting off all communication with someone, typically in a romantic or social context, without any explanation or warning. It leaves the other person in a state of confusion, often leading to feelings of rejection, self-doubt, and hurt. The emotional impact of ghosting can be profound, as it denies closure and forces the individual to grapple with unanswered questions and unresolved emotions. This lack of clarity can heighten anxiety and make it challenging to move forward. Stoic philosophy is an ancient Greek school of thought that emphasizes virtue, rationality, and the pursuit of inner peace. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, while accepting what lies beyond our influence. Founded by philosophers like Zeno of Citium, Epictetus, and later popularized by Roman thinkers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, Stoicism offers practical tools for navigating life's challenges with resilience and clarity. Its relevance today lies in its timeless principles that help us manage stress, build emotional resilience, and find meaning in adversity. Whether facing personal setbacks, societal pressures, or difficult relationships, Stoicism provides a framework for staying grounded. It encourages us to approach life with mindfulness, see challenges as opportunities for growth, and cultivate a sense of tranquility amidst chaos. In a fast-paced, uncertain world, the wisdom of Stoicism remains a powerful guide for modern living. So, what if someone you love suddenly disappears? Don't panic. Take these simple steps in the Stoic principle. The first step is acceptance. This is a foundational principle in Stoicism, learning to see things as they truly are, not as we wish or hope them to be. It's about aligning ourselves with reality, no matter how uncomfortable or painful it might feel. Ghosting, for example, can be a deeply hurtful experience. When someone suddenly cuts off communication without explanation, it often leaves us questioning ourselves, our worth, and even our judgment. But here's the truth. It's essential to face the situation head-on. Acceptance doesn't mean condoning the other person's actions or pretending that it doesn't hurt. It means acknowledging that what has happened is beyond our control. This is where Stoicism offers a powerful mindset, recognizing the boundary between what we can and cannot influence. You didn't choose to be ghosted, and you can't change the other person's decision. What you can control is how you respond to it. When we resist reality, we add unnecessary layers of suffering. We replay the last conversation, overanalyze messages, and create stories in our minds about what went wrong. But all of this mental energy does nothing to change the situation. Instead, it keeps us stuck. Acceptance is about breaking free from this cycle. It's about taking a deep breath and saying to yourself, "This happened. I may not like it, but it's part of my reality now." In Stoicism, there's a practice called the dichotomy of control. It teaches us to focus only on what is within our power, our thoughts, our actions, and our attitude. Everything else, including how others treat us, is outside our control. By embracing this perspective, we can begin to let go of the emotional weight that ghosting might bring. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's unfair. But fighting against reality will not change it. What acceptance also brings is clarity. Once you stop fighting the fact that this person chose to leave without explanation, you can begin to shift your focus. Instead of pouring your energy into trying to understand why they ghosted you, something you may never fully know, you can start directing that energy inward. You can ask yourself empowering questions. How can I grow from this experience? What have I learned about my own boundaries or needs in relationships? How can I show myself kindness during this time? Remember, acceptance is not a one-time decision. It's a practice. You might feel acceptance one moment and frustration the next, and that's okay. It's a process of gently guiding yourself back to the present reality, again and again. In the end, acceptance isn't about giving up. It's about taking back your power. It's about refusing to let someone else's actions define your worth or control your peace of mind. So, take that first step. See things as they are. Acknowledge the hurt, but also recognize your strength. Acceptance is the foundation for healing and moving forward. Now, let's move to the second step, emotional resilience. Ghosting is a situation that naturally triggers feelings of rejection, confusion, and even anger. It can make us question our self-worth or wonder what we did wrong. But here's where Stoicism offers us a profound insight. Our emotions are not caused solely by the events themselves, but by how we perceive and interpret them. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This wisdom invites us to look inward. While we can't control the actions of others, such as being ghosted, we can control how we interpret and respond to those actions. This is the essence of emotional resilience, building the inner strength to face life's challenges without being overwhelmed by them. So, how do we cultivate this resilience? A powerful starting point is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. When the sting of ghosting hits, take a moment to pause. Notice the emotions that arise, perhaps sadness, frustration, or self-doubt, and name them. You might think, "I feel rejected," or "I'm disappointed." By naming the emotion, you create a bit of distance between yourself and the feeling, making it easier to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Another effective tool is journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you process the experience and identify patterns in your thinking. Ask yourself reflective questions. What assumptions am I making about this situation? Are these thoughts grounded in fact, or are they fueled by my insecurities? For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I wasn't good enough for them," challenge that thought. Is it true, or is it simply a story you've created in the absence of closure? As you practice challenging negative self-talk, replace it with rational and affirming statements. Remind yourself, "Their decision to ghost me says more about them than it does about me." Or, "This situation doesn't define my worth or my ability to build meaningful connections." These affirmations help reframe your perspective and build emotional strength. Over time, these practices, mindfulness, journaling, and reframing negative thoughts, help you develop greater self-awareness and emotional resilience. It's not about suppressing emotions or pretending everything is fine. Instead, it's about facing those emotions head-on, understanding them, and choosing a response that aligns with your values and inner peace. Building resilience takes consistent effort, but the rewards are profound. You'll find that the challenges you once feared no longer have the same power over you. Ghosting, while painful, becomes an opportunity to grow stronger, more self-aware, and more compassionate with yourself. And as you cultivate this resilience, you'll face future challenges with a sense of grace and confidence, knowing that your worth is never determined by the actions of others. Now, here comes the truly empowering part: self-growth. When someone ghosts you, it may feel like an abrupt ending to something that could have been meaningful. But Stoicism offers us a transformative perspective. This is not just an ending. It's an opportunity for a new beginning. As the philosopher Marcus Aurelius wisely wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful statement reminds us that challenges, even painful ones like ghosting, can become catalysts for growth. Rather than focusing on the loss, the rejection, or the confusion, we can choose to view this experience as an invitation to focus on ourselves, to reflect, and to realign our priorities. The first step in self-growth is to focus on yourself. Often, in the whirlwind of relationships or external distractions, we neglect our own needs, passions, and personal development. But now is the time to turn inward. Ask yourself, what are the things I've neglected in my life? What goals have I put on hold? This is the perfect moment to set new, meaningful goals that will contribute to your overall well-being. It could be learning a new skill, pursuing a hobby that once brought you joy, or deepening your knowledge in a particular area of interest. In addition to setting goals, use this time to reignite the passions you may have neglected. Perhaps there was something you always wanted to try but didn't have the time for. Or maybe there's a dream that got buried under the weight of external expectations. Now is the perfect opportunity to invest in those passions, whether it's a creative pursuit, a fitness goal, or a personal project that excites you. Self-improvement is a holistic process. It involves nourishing not only your mind, but also your body and spirit. Focus on your health, both physical and mental. Exercise, eat well, meditate, and prioritize your mental well-being. Consider incorporating Stoic practices like journaling or daily reflections to cultivate a mindset rooted in wisdom and resilience. Remember, every effort you invest in yourself builds a stronger foundation for your future relationships. When you grow and evolve as an individual, you become more grounded, confident, and clear about your needs and boundaries. This inner strength will not only serve you in future relationships, but also in all areas of life. And here's the ultimate truth. The best revenge isn't revenge. It's thriving. When you thrive after a setback, you prove to yourself that you are not defined by the actions of others. Your power lies in your ability to rise above, to grow, and to use every experience, good or bad, as fuel for personal transformation. So, embrace this chapter of self-growth. See the ghosting for what it truly is, an invitation to rise stronger, to deepen your sense of self-worth, and to step into a new phase of your life with confidence and clarity. You are your own best investment, and the future you are building is full of possibility. To recap, moving on after being ghosted isn't easy. It can feel isolating, frustrating, and disheartening. But I want to remind you that it's absolutely possible. And Stoicism provides us with the tools to navigate this difficult experience with grace and strength. Let's break it down. Accept what you can't control and embrace Amor Fati. The first step is acceptance. In Stoicism, we learn to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. When someone ghosts you, it's beyond your control. The actions of others, their decisions, and their behavior are not for you to dictate. But what is in your control is how you respond. Embrace the Stoic principle of Amor Fati, which means love of fate. Accept what has happened and find peace in it. Rather than resisting or resenting the situation, you can choose to see it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and move forward. Build emotional resilience through mindfulness and rational thinking. The second step is emotional resilience. Ghosting often triggers feelings of rejection, but Stoicism teaches us that our emotions are shaped by our perceptions. By practicing mindfulness, observing our thoughts without judgment, and using rational thinking to challenge negative self-talk, we can change how we experience and respond to emotional pain. Remember, as Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you build emotional resilience, you develop the strength to face challenges with a clearer mind and a steadier heart. Focus on self-growth and turn this setback into a comeback. Finally, self-growth. Being ghosted can feel like a setback, but it doesn't have to be the end. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the impediment to action advances action. When you face obstacles, don't let them stop you. Let them propel you forward. Focus on improving yourself, setting new goals, and reigniting the passions and skills you may have set aside. Every effort you put into self-improvement will build a stronger foundation for your future, not only in relationships, but in every area of life. And remember, the best revenge isn't revenge, it's thriving. You are stronger than you think. And the most important lesson here is that your worth isn't defined by someone else's actions or decisions. Your worth is defined by how you choose to respond, how you choose to rise above what life throws your way, and how you keep moving forward. So, keep these Stoic principles in mind: acceptance, resilience, and self-growth. They will guide you toward peace and empowerment, no matter the challenges you face. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who might need this message. Until next time, stay strong and stay stoic.